Hello, friends. Welcome back to Balaji Mohan Talks, and today I'd like to quickly connect with you to discuss another interesting topic. It's about the common mistakes that we make in English. You see, for some, this is going to be very new, and for the others, it may just be a good refresher. And for some, this can even be a good laughter therapy. It's none other than everybody's favorite topic, which is Indianisms and transliterations. So, welcome to the show. As a matter of fact, this can be very useful to anybody, whether you're an employee or an entrepreneur, a teacher, or someone who's just learning English. And sometimes this can even be important to socialize with people and engage in a conversation more confidently. Well, for those who are new to these terms, let me explain what it is. Indianisms can simply mean an English word used in India that is not so common in English speaking countries. For example, if you take a word like Bandh or Bharat Bandh, like how we say that, which literally means a strike, isn't it? And you also take words such as adapter. To the rest of the world, it is power cord. And there are some funny ones like, eating my brain, which in English literally means irritating or bothering me. What's even more funny is that, we sometimes come up with a word that does not exist anywhere in the world except India. Like my favorite, which is brinjal, for instance, which is eggplant to the rest of the world, isn't it? So now let's talk about transliterations. Transliterations could simply mean translating your ideas or thoughts from one language to another, which, when not translated correctly, can affect the understanding to the listener. You see, my second language in school and college was actually French. I really don't know why I learned it, as I neither went to Canada nor France. But, anyways, I'm using that in my podcast show today. So, let's take an example from that language, French. If you literally translate the sentence, Comment vous appelez-vous, in English, it will just be what do you call yourself, or maybe how do you call yourself. Though it is a grammatically correct sentence, it needs to be reconstructed for common understanding, isn't it? Because we usually say, what is your name? We don't say, how do you call yourself? Or what do you call yourself? Now do you understand? When you translate from one language to the other, what happens? It affects the understanding, isn't it? So let us look at certain examples. This can probably help you avoid, making these kind of mistakes while speaking with others. The overusage of the word only in India. I am from Chennai only. That only is not required. You simply say, I'm from Chennai and I'm living in Chennai. Not required. You just say, I live in Chennai. And while introducing, we say, myself Balaji Mohan. No. It should be, I am Balaji Mohan, or my name is Balaji Mohan, right? And we also use a lot of fillers that has no connection to what we are about to say next. For example, it could be generally, basically, actually. Actually, my name is Balaji Mohan. That actually is not required, isn't it? So think about the fillers that you're using and see how it is relevant to what you're about to say next. Right? And certain other words like having, for example. Most of the time in English speaking countries, what I have noticed, I may be wrong, I don't know, just correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe you can leave your comments so that I will know what you felt about this episode. Having is usually used only for consumption in other countries, but here we use it for almost everything. Like, for example, he's having a car, he's having a beautiful house, right? So it should be he has a car, but I'm having my lunch. He is having his lunch. Is okay, right? And this one is my favorite, which is time pass. So it should ideally be past time, right? So please correct it. In case you're making this mistake, please correct it. So the other one is pin drop silence, which is used only in India. You wouldn't see this anywhere else. So please avoid using that and say, I want you to please maintain silence, or please be quiet. That's it. And me and my friend, I think everybody makes this mistake, so it should be my friend and I. And the word revert is very often used in India while writing emails, in place of reply or respond. See, revert has got a very different meaning in English, which actually means to get back to its original state. That's what it actually means. So please don't use it in this context while writing emails. There you should only say reply or respond. And we always have the habit of using kindly at the beginning of the sentence, which is absolutely wrong, because kindly is an adverb and cannot be used at the beginning of the sentence. And you say, please write to me, or please reply to my email, right? And when we talk about redundancy, which is another type of mistake that we very often make, which is redundancy. For example, it could be discuss and about cannot be together in the same sentence. So you should say, I would like to discuss this with you, or I would like to talk about this to you. But you cannot have both in the same sentence, right? And some duplication, for example, small favor. This is something that we often make, which actually comes from Hindi, which means thoda, right? So please don't say that, and just say, I want you to do me a small favor. That's it, right? And there are certain words for which we don't have the plural form, in the sense like we use the same word for the plural as well. For example, it could be furniture or luggage or information, or it could be feedback. I'm just thinking of other words like it could be etiquette. So there are no plural forms for this. In the sense, the plural form for these words that I mentioned will remain the same. A lot of furniture, luggage, information, feedback, right? And we also use a lot of prepositions in India, like for example, opposite to, that to is not required, right? And while talking about kinship, for example, let's say cousin. Okay, she is my cousin sister. Don't say cousin sister, just only she's my cousin, right? And other mistakes that we make is, again, I'm going back to that redundancy, because I'm also running short of ideas and just trying to recollect some of the things. Like, for example, let's go back to that redundancy thing. We actually make these kind of mistakes as well very often, which is I can able to do it. Right? I can, able, no, not required. So can and able both talk about ability. So don't use it together. So I can do it, I'm able to do it. And when you want to say I can't do it, don't say I can't able to do it. It's only I can't do it. Right? And if you want to use the word able, then you would say, I'm unable to do that. Got it? And there are certain other incorrect usages like your good name please. So it actually comes from Hindi, I think. So which means aapko shubh naam kya hai? So which means your good name please, right? So there is nothing like good name or bad name in English. So we should refrain ourselves from using that, right? And my favorite is passing out. So I passed out from this college. No, passed out literally means you are either dead or you fainted. These are the kind of meanings that it carries in other countries. So you should say I graduated in, I completed my graduation, and so on and so forth. And doing the needful. So please do the needful and all that. So please don't say that. There is nothing like that. It's something that is that exists only in India. So what are we supposed to say then? Please look into this issue and please look into this issue and have it resolved. Makes sense, right? Or please resolve this issue. Right. Let's talk about transliterations now. Okay. Don't say I have a doubt, and instead you should say I have a question. And don't say sleep is coming. Instead you say I feel sleepy. And he only told me that only is not required. So he told me that, right? And you and all can't go there. You and all, you and all, you and all. I don't know what that you and all together doing in the same sentence, right? Think about it. And this one is my favorite. Like usually we say today morning, right? It's not today morning, it's this morning or in the morning. And this evening or this afternoon, in the afternoon, in the evening is okay. Tonight, don't say, I don't know what they say for tonight in India. In Indian terms, I don't know, I forgot. And yesterday night, don't say yesterday night, it's last night, right? And this one's my favorite, which is in case the call gets dropped. Don't say it like that. It should be, we don't say dropped in English. We should say disconnected. So in case the call gets disconnected, that's the right way of saying it. And I've seen many girls saying this, my would-be is from Bangalore. So there's no word called would-be, which means they are trying to say my fiance, right? And I need few information, right? That few should be some, right? Because information is an uncountable noun, right? I simply forwarded the mail to my boss. So that simply is not required. It'll be done in max to max 2 hours. That max to max, no, that doesn't exist. So what are you supposed to say then? So it'll be done within 2 hours, in less than 2 hours. Makes sense, right? So that's about it. I think this could have actually, helped you in some way. And thank you very much for listening to me for so long. Wish you all the very best and take care. Bye-bye.